go. Turn it up. Get it going. Man, I missed it. Boy, did I miss the funky music. Baby. What is up, everybody? Welcome into the Winners Lounge.
Let's go.
That is right. Nuggets get the win. Look at Vogt over here. Look how excited Vogt is over here. Wow. Wow. Funky.
I don't know what to do.
What do you...
I don't know what to do next.
We'll let you take a little break. We'll let you take a little break from the show. You can go clean yourself up, I suppose. Guys, we're presented as always by DraftKings. This is so appropriate, honestly.
I remember my first
There's paper
beer
towels
vote.
right here, Kale. Presented as always by... I don't know what you're supposed to do. Presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR whenever you sign up. If you're listening to the show and not watching it, Vogt just opened a can of beer in celebration. Yeah. Completely shook it up. Just exploded all over him.
Yeah. Listen. It's a Winners Lounge!
Let's go. There it is. Nuggets get the win in dramatic fashion. My God, that's about as dramatic a fashion as you can have for a regular season game.
Of course it is.
121 to 1. I just saw that my computer was not refreshed. It said 116, 115 with 26 seconds left. It was 121, 120.
Oh
Those are all big boy shots down the stretch for both teams. Nuggets effectively got the ball last. I know the Blazers got one last little prayer at it, but Nuggets get the ball last, and Jamal Murray drains a three. My God, we're going to break it down. And I got the fellas. I already introduced the man who spilled beer all over himself. Little known fact, Vogt also fell down the stairs right before going live.
Yeah, it's been an eventful night for Brendan Vogt.
I'm rusty. It's my first night back.
You're feeling the vibes, though, on Vibes Overload.
Like his new nickname is Slapstick.
Over here, I got D-Line Co. You guys know him as Eric.
Let's go! Guys, I love the Denver Nuggets.
You weren't saying that like 20 minutes ago.
It really doesn't matter what happened 20 minutes ago. It's all about right now.
Right
Live
now.
on the watch along. I hate this team.
Dude, no, that's the whole... Nobody saw that, dude. We were recording that.
We needed that so bad. All of us did. And then over there, the man with the wind in his hair, repping the Bones Hyland. It's Harrison Wind.
Repping the Bones Hyland. It was a Bones night. It was a Jamal Murray night. It was a Nikola Jokic night.
Always a Jokic night. Every night.
It was a Denver Nuggets night.
Hey, you missed one guy. It was a Christian Brown night. I got to throw him in. If there was a Mount Rushmore of tonight.
You don't need to tell me about a Christian Brown night.
I love it. Guys, if you missed it, man, we did tonight our very first watch along, and it freaking rocked. It was incredible. I'm telling you, you have to start making this a part of your watch flow, because if you can imagine all of those shots that happened in the fourth quarter tonight, imagine what the panel, in Devin, my spot, imagine the panel, how they reacted to it. It was pandemonium.
Oh, to refer to us as a panel at that point.
It was a zoo.
We were just like a mishmash of vibes.
Yeah, dude.
It's like,
It's so fun. Don't watch the game alone by yourself. Watch it with us. It's really a fun way. We might actually
Winners
start
Lounge
doing
with
watch
the
alongs.
fellas.
We might start doing watch alongs more and more and more. Like the apps guys do it every single game.
if we're going to get games like that.
Dude, I love that we just ignored the fact that we did the first game of the season, and it was a disaster.
Yeah.
We did it the first game. Of the
Sure
season?
did.
Yeah,
against
we
the
did.
Jazz.
Downstairs, yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
that was a real treat.
I've deleted this from my memory.
It was a
It never
really
happened.
bad
They played
time.
the Utah Jazz.
No, nope.
Did they win? Did we win?
Yeah.
Or? No, it didn't go that well. All right, to break it down though, guys, we got to do a fast recap. There's so many. This is one of those fast recaps where you guys are gonna be like, I forgot all of those shots happened, because the fourth quarter is basically just big shots. But begin. AG and JG going at each other. Do you remember the first 5 minutes of this game was Aaron Gordon versus Jeremy Grant mano-a-mano?
Yeah,
Sure
they were
did.
battling for who is the best fit on the Nuggets at power forward next to Nikola Jokic.
And I would say that the edge, sadly, went to... Both of them guys played great. Both of them landed some punches. But I think it went to Jeremy Grant, who just kind of landed a few more. Vlaco was the first sub of the game, which was a little bit interesting. It'll probably be the last time. I'm guessing. I'm going to go out on a limb.
I think
probably
so.
the last time he's the first sub off of the bench. Jokic had 5 turnovers. Now, some of these were really bad ones, sloppy ones. I thought some of them were like passed to a guy that should have caught it, and it didn't. It went to Jokic. Nonetheless, 5 turnovers for Jokic, and the whole timeline was turnovers. Oh my God, this is turnovers. Sometimes you notice basketball Twitter is just people reciting statistics.
Yeah.
It's a lot. Plus minus. Somebody's plus minus. Somebody's shooting percentage. That's like all it is. No context, too. Jokic
Well,
has
trust
5
me,
turnovers.
if you just tweet out Nikola Jokic's stat line,
It
you're
does
going to get a
well.
lot of
It
engagement.
does well. Yeah, it's a good strategy.
Winning strategy on Twitter.
I think Jokic got pissed at himself because after the 5 turnovers, he got real aggressive. He started going really hard, scoring some points. Nuggets settled in a little bit, but they gave up a buzzer 3. So Denver went down like 11 or 12. Then they cut it all the way to 3. And then at the very last play, a buzzer beater 3 where Vlatko just didn't step up for some reason on a guy, walked it down and hit a 3. It was so frustrating. 36-30 Blazers. Second quarter, Christian Braun in the game. He's back.
He's back, dude.
I think he's back for good, man. He's too good to come out of this game.
Well, we've said that once before.
We did say that. He played exactly like this. Let's get back to that, though. Nuggets unit was a little bit up and down. There were some great minutes, some awful minutes in there, of course. Bones Hyland was making some three-pointers. I thought Bones was fantastic most of this game, and in particular in that first half. He was making threes. He was getting to the rim. He was distributing. He was getting to the mid-range, which you don't always see. I thought Bones' offensive array of value and impact was on full display in this game. And then a long stretch with no whistle where Jamal Murray was at the table. And it was really, Malone called a timeout, and you were questioning it on the live show, and I understand why. But actually, the Nuggets were up in that stretch and then finished up like, they blew it all. There was no whistle. Everybody was tired. It was sloppy basketball, and it was like a 9-2 run for the Blazers over that stretch. You get Jamal Murray back in, 64-63 Blazers. So you're about even, right? 1-point game going into the half. Third quarter, Blazers were getting whatever they want in that third quarter in the pick and roll. My God, did they make it look easy. Damian Lillard caught fire. He had 18 points in that corner. He hit back-to-back threes. He was just getting to wherever he wanted to be on the court. Jokic hit a 3. You called it. He was going to hit one in Nurkic's eye, and he did. And it felt big because when there's a mini run, like Blazers go from up 1 to up 7, a 3 that cuts it to 4 is like, oh, man, stems the God, it was about to get out of control. He hits that one. Christian Braun comes in, so no Vlatko in the second half. Nurkic hit 2 threes. So annoying. Lillard again hit back-to-back 3s, so we had 2 sets of back-to-back 3s, both of them in 1-4 pick-and-roll action. We should talk about them maybe a little bit later. Near disaster final 7 seconds. DeAndre Jordan gets fouled, goes 1 of 2 at the line. Jeremy Grant goes to the other end, gets 2 free throws. Then an inbound pass that doesn't get touched. So they get an opportunity for another score. Almost a disaster. Vibes were very low, 99-89 Blazers. And with that turnover with 1 second, you're like, my God, we're going to lose. We deserve to lose. Jamal got it going in the fourth, though, guys. He did not have it going for most of this game. He got it going a little bit in the third, but in the fourth, my God, he had it going. Bones hit a 3. Jamal hit a 3 to cut it to 1. Nuggets took the lead back and forth. Starters in with 3 minutes. You thought for a second, are you going to close with Bones and Christian Braun, both of whom have been so good and maybe were the best options? You look at KCP and Christian Braun, not exactly impactful games from them. The other 2 guys were, but no. With 3 minutes to go in the game, 3 minutes and 18 seconds, you bring the starters in, and guess what? Damian Lillard proceeded to hit 2 threes in a row. We were down so bad. But then Jamal hits a baseline jumper in which he waves off Jokic. Jokic had some buckets. Jamal had some buckets. Then Jamal hits the baseline jumper. Simons hits a mid-range that was like a great defensive sequence. 23 seconds of good defense from the Nuggets, and he gets that one. AG gets a tip-in on a Jokic miss. Damian Lillard hits an insane 3. Sidestep with Jamal Murray right in his face. Dame time. And then at the game on the line, 7 seconds left, Jamal Murray calls for his own number. ISO's in the corner, in the mid-range, dances a little bit. Nuggets down 2, and he says, no, I don't want to tie it. I want to win it. Gets to the three-point line, steps way the hell back, and drains it to silence the crowd. 0.9 seconds left. Blazers did get one last chance. Nothing came of it. It was a turnover. But my God, what a shot. All right. I'm exhausted from that recap.
The crowd was silent. We were not.
We were not. We went crazy. I ran downstairs and high-fived everyone but one guy in the bar. One guy said, no.
Oh, I love that.
He didn't want to high five.
I was like, yeah. He goes, no.
It's like, you know what, sir? I'd rather not feel good.
Was it
even for 2 seconds?
Was it Blarick?
It might have been. It might have been real life Blarick. All right, I'll start. Usually it's Dev, but since you're in his seat, Harrison, what's your big takeaway from this game?
I mean, Jamal Murray hit what right now is the shot of the year for the Nuggets.
Easy.
I mean, maybe one of the shot of the years in the NBA so far. And just first off, for tonight, to have the night that he had in the first half, where he was awful. I mean, Jamal Murray was terrible in the first half. Some turnovers that, are some of the worst turnovers he's ever thrown as an NBA player. Passes to nobody, just going right out of bounds, not being able to hit from 3, questionable shot selection at times. to turn that around and be the guy on the last couple possessions for the Nuggets, it's incredible, man. It was incredible to watch the mid-ranger and then the 3 for the win. And, to have the game that he had, the second half that he had tonight,
the second half.
After the Dallas game where he was bad, after the New Orleans game where he was bad,
after the Miami game or Atlanta game that he was bad too.
Atlanta game that he wasn't that great either, man. You just feel great for Jamal Murray right now.
Yep.
He's been through so much. He's still got a long way to go. He's not back after this shot, but this is going to do so much for his confidence, I feel like. A level of confidence that it felt like waxed and waned a little bit tonight. He just didn't look like himself for a lot of this game, but I'm just happy for Jamal Murray. He's been through a lot, and I feel like he deserves this. So it's his night. Hell of a shot.
Eric, you know what he had tonight in that second half? Swagger. Because I think he was swagless in the first half.
Oh, he was as swagless as it gets, dude. His swag. You couldn't even call it that. The man was sauceless.
He's so sauceless.
It was a dry chicken breast.
I hate a dry chicken breast.
Man, but the other thing, like, this game was not that dissimilar from the last game, right? It's like the Nuggets were close, couldn't get there, like got within, and they just didn't have that one last little piece. And, like, it just takes that one thing to get the Nuggets over the hump. Like, and it's one other player to go along with Nikola Jokic down the stretch. That's what we were calling for on the watch along. It's like, who's going to be the one guy to step up? And God bless, it was Jamal Murray. Like, that's the one guy we want. We need this for this team to reach its actual apex. It has to be Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. Like, I was beside myself. I was sure we were going to lose, but my vibes were in the toilet.
Did you guys feel? I don't know, man. This is all easy to say in hindsight. It felt a little bit like, okay, Jokic could have closed that game out, those final 3 minutes. It looked to me like Jokic wanted Jamal to do that. It really did. There were a couple times where they got this.
I love this take.
There were a couple times,
I don't know, but I'm running with it.
I don't know. I mean, it's a complete
I love it, though.
take that someone like me says. It's not.
I love it, though.
But I don't know, man. There were times where they got the switch and Jokic was just like, no, buddy.
Yeah.
This is you.
It's not like he was demanding the ball back.
That's kind of
on
what
those
I
last
mean.
two possessions. Jamal had it, and he had the mismatch, and he was just like,
Hey, man.
Go for it, bro.
Go get it.
Love
Like,
it.
I haven't lost any confidence in you despite what this game looks like.
So
that's
beautiful.
big. I want to shout out Aaron Gordon in this game. I know it's a tale of two halves, but in the second half, he was also much better defensively on Jeremy Grant when those possessions came about. Have to rewatch for defense always, but that's the note I had on first watch. And then that tip-in, which is going to get lost.
Big boy
because
play.
there are
You're
a lot of
right.
big shots made, but that tip-in was big. It's just like pick a number. It's like 85% of these games, Aaron Gordon's been who they need him to be.
Right.
You know? And so he was again tonight. Even if the box score ultimately doesn't reflect, it's not like he extended that first half for 4 quarters. He played winning basketball for 4 quarters, and they don't win without him tonight.
Well, I think we should circle back to AG. He's definitely a great big takeaway here, not forgotten here. Did you have a big takeaway though, or something about Jamal? That
I just the idea that it's like this was the same Nuggets team as last game, but it's just like that one extra little piece that
Needed
gets them
it,
over
yeah.
the top. It's just amazing.
I feel like this 4-game streak here, 3 losses and then this one, has a bit of an arc to it. The Atlanta game, vibes were down, effort was down. It was just the team seemed discombobulated, seemed frustrated. The rotation, didn't seem to be the right one. You go into the New Orleans one, and I thought Jokic played really hard. Still not a great rotation, and they get absolutely the doors blown off. Then you make the adjustment, and it's 1-point game. Just make or miss league.
Yep.
Just comes down to the last little one. And you felt like the team was battling, even if they hadn't figured anything out. You still felt like, okay, and they should have been as a team on a back-to-back. I'm not trying to excuse the loss. It was a bad loss still. But it was one of those ones where you felt like, man, I feel better, though, about it than I did the previous two.
Right.
And this one feels a little bit like validation of that, of, hey, this team went to a dark place. They kind of hit a bottom, and it didn't break them. They just kind of kept fighting. And tonight was a will yourself to victory night from all of them, and in particular, Jamal Murray. And here, this is your big thing, Eric. You just need one guy. And for a lot of the early part of the year when we felt good about it, it was either Jamal or Michael Porter. You had 2 guys that could have been it. And then you have Aaron Gordon and this, that. You lost both of those guys, basically. One to illness and one to, obviously, this heel injury. And we've just been waiting for that. And tonight in the fourth quarter, you finally got it. And I just felt like it's a reminder that, oh, yeah, Yoke's always great, 33-point Sombor double. But just that little bit from one other guy pushed it over the top. And he wasn't even good for the whole game. He was just good for a half. Great.
Yeah. I'm just so happy for Jamal, man. Like, he needed this so badly.
Yep.
These last couple games have been so rough. And, he's like battling himself at times, but I mean, to get this type of breakthrough performance in the fourth, winning cures everything. It
really does.
Like we were talking about this on the pregame show. One win, and we could be back.
Look at this. Look at this. I'd sworn off the Nuggets. I'd given up basketball.
You get the win. Nuggets get the win tonight. They've got 2 home games coming up. They've got a chance now because they won tonight to just kind of flip the script on this little malaise that they're in right now and just be okay. And the fact that it was Jamal who put that into motion, that's great, man. It just makes me feel good.
I agree.
I don't think we can say definitively if the Nuggets are back yet. I don't think we can say definitively anything, but I do feel like this game was symbolic for Murray being back. I'm not saying that he's back, but I do feel like in that first half he was a little rattled. And I feel like you're not rattled when you make the shots that make the shots that he hit. I do feel like there was a shaking off of whatever the slump was.
I do think if I were going to make a parody of the DNVR Nuggets podcast, I'd probably title it "Is Jamal Murray Back?"
Because it's every other game.
Like I love you guys, but I can't fucking do that again. I
So
don't know.
honestly, you don't feel like, because I felt like he was like in a weird confidence space. It seemed like in that first half.
That's the way I would frame it, though. I think that's right. Like he hit. Here you go, Eric. He hit his nadir. I think confidence.
Hell yeah, he did.
Bounced right back off and went right back to that place that has made Jamal who he is. And so, to me, it was a reminder that when times get tough, that will typically bring the best out of Jamal. That. It's kind of weird. He's very good. It's not that he's a can't-miss talent. It's that he's a can't-miss competitor.
Yeah.
So for over 82, you'll see some ups and downs. It was still like those last 2 shots, I hated the process. I hated that the ball was in his hands until he put it up. And then I was like, okay, this is clutch Jamal. And like,
you know what, though? Did you hate the ones Lillard took?
But that's kind of what I'm saying.
Because Lillard makes those.
And so then those shots go in, and it was that reminder, like, hey, this is Jamal's time. In those moments, Jamal hits those shots.
Yeah.
He's not the most consistent starting point guard across 82, but you better believe he's up for crunch time. So it was just awesome to get that reminder, especially when Dame was doing his thing to the fullest.
Yeah. Incredible game from him, incredible second half from him, breaking it off. He did have 8 assists, and those were throughout the game, but there was the 21 points, and I don't know how many of them were in the fourth. Do we know how many points it was in the fourth quarter?
It was a lot.
Somebody will have to fact check me there because it was a lot in the fourth quarter. Also good in this game was Nikola Jokic. 33 points from him, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. He did have the 6 turnovers. Remember, 5 of those were right away. So just won the rest of the way.
Yeah.
But 33, 10, and 9. Oh, by the way, our DraftKings Sportsbook King of the game, Kale. We can go ahead and get
Sanders.
to it. It is Jamal Murray. We got to give the Murray flurry in the fourth. And a game. I'm sorry, if you hit a game winner and you had a pretty good game or a big moment or whatever, you get the
even if you have a mediocre game. I mean you might win the King of the game.
You're gonna get it. I mean, you could have given this to Yoke easily. He was phenomenal. You could have given it to Christian Braun or Bones Hyland, to be honest with you. But we got to give it to Jamal for that second half. But 33, 10, and 9 win. What'd you see from him?
I loved how aggressive he was on the block. I mean, the Blazers didn't really double him tonight, and that was apparent from the first touch he had on the block. And, as the game wore on, it felt like he honestly got more and more aggressive.
Yeah.
In the fourth quarter, he was getting the ball and going immediately. And I love to see that, regardless of who his matchup was. I mean, he got Yusuf Nurkic in the foul trouble. Nurkic had to play most of the fourth quarter with 5 fouls. Yoke was just so aggressive tonight when he got the ball. And I loved it because, it's what this team needed. KCP hit 2 of 4 threes. Bruce Brown went 0 of 2. I felt like he knew he might not have the shooters around him tonight. And so he just went to work. He was just so aggressive one-on-one. Every time he got the ball on the block, especially in the second half, he just looked to score. And I just love that aggressive approach from him tonight.
Yeah, he started off this game really, really slowly. I was like, oh man, like did Jokic run out of gas too? Like,
he also had a play I've never seen him make before.
Which?
Oh yeah,
the fake Sombor shuffle.
Oh yeah, the.
He has never done this before in 8 years.
I've been calling for it.
He finally did it.
It didn't work.
It didn't work at all.
That's besides the point.
It almost worked. It almost worked.
We still loved it.
I still like the fake Sombor.
But it's just. I mean, Jokic is always the truth. Like, what would this team be without Nikola Jokic?
Pull that comment.
All of the
a shitty team.
Yeah, a miserable watching experience. Like everybody has hot moments, cold moments. They're here, they're bad, they're good, they're not. Jokic is he's every game. Every game, you just know what you're going to get out of this guy, and he just can't be stopped. Like he finds different ways to do it. He was super aggressive, like Harrison was talking about. He started to catch the ball in motion and just going at the basket. And like I'm amazed that they didn't go to him on the last possession. I was sure it was just going to be another Jokic teardrop from the middle of the paint, drop it in. Like that shot is as reliable as a dunk is. Like that thing goes in every single time. But like there's just such a calm you have when Nikola Jokic is on your team. Like when they went up by 2, I was like, well, there's 8 seconds. We've got Jokic. It's no problem. I mean, we're going to go to overtime. He's just everything, man. He just brings the floor of this team so high.
Yeah. He does drag the floor up so high, man. It's like you just have a chance. You have Jokic.
You just have a chance.
No matter it is,
all things are possible through Jokic. All things.
He did miss though. He got blocked by Nurkic. I mean, he hit one. Yeah, he hit a few as well, but he got blocked by Nurkic, and he missed the one that AG tipped in. Now he did draw a crowd and put it on the rim, which is what you're supposed to do. But nonetheless, how do you evaluate his game?
He was awesome. I thought you in your recap hit the nail on the head in the framing. He was trying to scratch his playmaking genius itch, I think, to start the game. And whether it was his fault, his teammates miscommunicating, dropping the ball, too many turnovers. And I think it was F this, but as opposed to F this, I'm not going to play tonight. It was F this, you cannot guard me. And I think in that possession too, he looked up, it was Drew Eubanks, and he was like, all right, I'm scoring. I thought he kind of followed through with that approach for most of the game until crunch time when he, was not that guy in those moments. But again, I think he was kind of willingly deferential there. Saw Jamal with mismatches, liked the way Jamal was playing. So outside of the turnovers, it was great stuff from Jokic offensively. It was kind of what we said in the pregame show. Difference between game 4 against Portland and this game, for me, is where Jokic's mentality is at, and it's that he's willing to do this, and he's doing it again consistently.
Best win of the season for the Nuggets?
Yes.
I think it is. Portland's a good team, and they shot the ball lights out.
And they needed it.
Damian Lillard had a 40-piece.
Yeah, to stop the losing streak and to set up the Denver Nuggets DNVR takeover.
I love that, baby. I love that we have good vibes going into the takeover on Saturday.
We needed this.
Davon Reed's going to be in the house here afterwards. So all the people going to the takeover, we got 2 buses. It's going to be a great time. And then obviously coming back here afterwards, it's going to be a great time. And if you're not part of the takeover, you can still come to the bar. Davon Reed's going to do a little meet and greet, take some pictures with people.
Yeah, dude.
He's also giving away free tickets to the Nuggets game. I don't know how many, but he's bringing them. We'll raffle them away.
Nice.
Like minimum 400 or 500.
Yeah, 400 or 500 tickets. So it'll be a really good time. All right, Harrison, take us to break. On the other side, Christian Braun, Bones Hyland. Bones and Braun.
Guys, it's open enrollment for individual health plans now through January 15th. Check out Denver Health Medical. If you are somebody who maybe doesn't get coverage through their employer, maybe you're self-employed and need to get coverage, the Elevate Exchange plans have options for individuals and families who are looking for cost-effective quality health insurance.
Yeah, dude. How's your heart out there? Like you probably don't want to have health insurance.
Go online or give them a call, 303-602-4912. You can go to denverhealthmedicalplan.org. Open enrollment for the exchange runs November 1st through January 15th, but you have to enroll by December 15th. It's coming up next week to have your coverage begin on January 1st, 2023. Give them a call, 303-602-4912, or visit denverhealthmedicalplan.org. Also, very excited to have these guys back with us. Legal Pete's. Let's go. Guys, we're so hyped to be teaming up with Illegal Pete's again. They're local legends. Here at DNVR, Illegal Pete's is always our go-to spot. Down the street.
We're the most Colorado company in the world, wouldn't you say?
That's just something I love about us, man.
Yeah. Because we bring in the other Colorado.
We would never advertise with one of those other burrito places.
Of course not.
Only Illegal Pete's.
The formerly Colorado burrito places.
Yes, sellouts. Illegal Pete's. It's our spot for burritos, buddies, and beers.
Is that the copy? Is that the copy or
dude? I'm gonna go to Illegal Pete for some buddies.
Buddies.
Go with your buddies to Illegal Pete's. Eat burritos, drink beer.
Burritos with the fellas.
Or margaritas, to be honest with you.
They have good margaritas too.
Really good margaritas.
They've got 12 locations throughout Colorado and Arizona. For happy hour, they've also got that from 3 to 6 p.m. every single day. Also, the holiday season is more enjoyable with a piping hot cup of queso. And nothing warms you up like a margarita. Illegal Pete's, they're also hooking you up with a little something else this holiday season. Spend $100 on gift cards, get $25 for free. Boom, just like that. Check out Illegal Pete's. They got a location right down the street from us here at the DNVR Bar. They've also got 12 total throughout Colorado and Arizona.
There you go. All right, second segment here, DNVR Nuggets podcast. Don't forget this is a podcast as well. In fact, I was just informed that we're in like the top 100 sports podcasts or something. Ali was telling us today. Podcast on the rise, always on the rise. So if you ever miss a show, don't want to stay up this late or whatever, podcast, put it on in your car. Funky music right in your speakers. It's fantastic. All right, segment number 2 here. Let's start with Christian Braun. We'll get to Bones here in a second. He got 20 minutes tonight. What is that record about what was it with the Nuggets when he plays 15 or more minutes? It's like 6-1.
Probably undefeated.
I think it's 6-1 or something like that.
6-0, according to Donnie J. Right
6-0, so now 7-0, I believe. There you go. There was something like that, and I'm telling you guys, I think Christian Braun is probably going to be one of the more consistent Nuggets because the stuff he does, like his talent is attention to detail defensively. That's his talent. He doesn't make mistakes, and he's got a good movement, and he hustles.
Yeah, he's got a nose for the ball.
He really does.
He does.
He is a prime example of that.
Yeah, he's like in the middle of traffic, like you've given up on the play. It's a bad shot. You're like, like me. I've already buried my head in my hands and like started to swear off the Nuggets, and then you look up and he's got the ball. Somehow, like he's in there.
Nose.
Got that nose. He's in there, like he's
got
not
that
afraid.
Nose in him.
Yeah, dude, he's got that nose in him. The center of Browntown, a giant nose.
Oh no!
It's just incredible. Like I don't know, dude. You've thrown me off.
Oh boy,
he's just
my uncle. My uncle texted me. He wants to listen to this podcast. This is going to be the first episode.
This is a top 100 sports podcast.
He's going to get Browntown, big nose town.
There you go.
Anyway, I just love the kid's hustle, man. Like
I did too. Who's left?
He makes winning plays, and like you say, he doesn't get fooled on defense, which is just so rare. You know, for somebody his age.
Yeah,
it's beautiful to behold.
Jesus,
what is happening?
My legs hurt.
Top 100 podcast.
Is this table closer than it usually is? Because I can't sit.
Maybe you got taller, bro.
I'm just trying to like move it because it's like in my way.
What is happening?
My feet hurt, man.
Oh man,
Jesus Christ!
You know how like we talk about a player as.
Well, we do a podcast with Frankenstein. Anyway, go ahead.
I know, dude.
You know how we talk about a player or some players as just winners?
Yeah.
And like, what does that really mean? Christian Braun, we've heard he's a winner.
Yeah.
Won a national championship, won a bunch of championships at the state level in high school. He's a winner because he just makes winning plays.
Yeah.
Man. How he crashed the offensive glass tonight was great. Like, he was so active. Just the hustle plays that he makes, the deflections, the pokeaways that he gets. And I'm telling you, man, he is an incredible defender for a rookie. You just don't see a lot of rookies make as few mistakes as he does on the defensive end of the floor. The guy defends like he's been in the league for 10 years. Yeah. He just how he moves, his rotations, just how he always knows what to do on that end. He flies around, but he always flies around under control. It's like he's never in the wrong spot. He's never in the wrong place. He's always on his man. He's never lazy. He never just like loses his guy in the half court. I've been blown away by his defense all season. I don't know why he hasn't been playing at least 20 minutes a game all season. I hope we don't have to talk about that anymore.
We don't.
He is, I'm telling you, an incredible defender.
He's the real deal.
He really, really is. He's an unbelievable defensive player.
I have my DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week. I'm picking Win to clip that and post it of himself.
I will.
He's definitely going to do that. He'll use the full Christian Brown so he gets the family retweet.
There we go. Yeah. I'm going to retweet it.
Shout out Lisa Brown.
we know the move.
Shout out.
We know the move.
Yeah, everything he said was true, but he's going to clip it.
It is true, and it was accurate, but you're absolutely right about that. Go on. Well, you have to give
no,
Christian
that was my
Brown
contribution. No, he's awesome. He should be in the rotation. I mean, I'm just
about to.
All right.
It's you guys have said this before, but he's just always doing something. He just makes things happen. He's the to me, man, a big part of this game and this win. The Nuggets had their backs against the wall, but they had that sort of like their confidence had been challenged. You know, their swagger had been challenged. What do you guys have? Are you ready to fight for this? And it's slipping away from them. And the rookies out there playing like, we still got this, guys. So I don't know, man. I just thought he brings some of what Denver hasn't shown in the last handful of games, which is the relentlessness, the willingness, the dog in them. Got to play the kid. And you guys said this earlier. This is exactly what he was doing the first time he was playing.
Right,
so to me, you've seen enough. I think you got to go forward with this kid in the rotation.
Gail, can you fire up the take machine real quick? Can you fire it up? Go ahead. Fire up the take machine. Because I got to take, you guys. I got to take.
What a graph.
You guys ready for this?
What a graph.
All right, we got to fire up the take machine. I think this is a hot one, man. This is a spicy one. I think there's a good chance Christian Brown is actually part of their best defensive five-man lineup.
You've been saying this since before the season started.
Not with the conviction I have now, because I thought it would be Bruce Brown, honestly. And I think Bruce Brown, this is no knock on him other than he's small. What happened in that final play with Simons?
Simons was able to shoot over Bruce Brown, though.
Was it bad defense by Brown? Was it bad defense by the Nuggets?
No.
It's good defense, man. But it's just there's something when you're a smaller guy. Guys can, in the NBA, get to their spot, they elevate. And Simons, by the way, wasn't having a good game. He was kind of shut down in this one. But he got to his spot. And I kept thinking, if that was Christian Brown, I think the possession would have been identical, except for that shot wouldn't have gotten off. Or if it would have gotten off, it would have been like a Hail Mary. It wouldn't have gone in. Christian Brown is really good. Jamal Murray is really good. Jokic is really good. Aaron Gordon's really good. KCP, really good defensive player and can knock down the three. I honestly don't think they need anything from Christian Brown other than do the things he naturally does. And look, there's going to be nights when there's Michael Porter a lot of times, hopefully, when he's healthy, because he's just so good offensively and the length and everything else. But I think rather than Bruce Brown, I would not be surprised if it's actually Christian Brown that is the guy that is the best option.
Brown for Brown. That's crazy. We were talking about like Christian Brown is like kind of like a Torrey Craig player.
Kind of, yeah.
Like it's the funniest thing. We've sort of like worked our way back around to a guy who like can sometimes hit 3-pointers, like not very reliable offensively, but like a great defender.
He actually had some nice drive to the basket tonight.
He did.
I will tell you something else Christian Brown does that I don't think Torrey Craig did that well on defense is Christian Brown just knows his matchup inside and out somehow.
He really does.
Every single time that he plays. Like, rookies are not supposed to know their assignments as well as Christian Brown does. He always knows his matchups tendencies, man. It's another thing that's just so impressive about his defense. He must watch just a ton of film. Like, he must just study his opponent so much because you're not supposed to, like, be as locked in and you're not supposed to know your opponent like Christian Brown does as a rookie.
Sorry. One more note on Christian Brown's night tonight. I do think, some discussion we'd be having a lot of it if they'd lost about Christian Brown not closing this game. I do think he had played a lot of consecutive minutes down the stretch of that second half when they went back to Bruce in the final. Was it 4 or 5? So I think, Christian Brown earned it tonight, but I don't think that's what that decision was about.
But then KCP came in and knocked down one of the biggest threes of the game.
Totally.
Immediately thereafter.
I actually thought Malone, look, he's been under fire and for in a lot of ways rightfully so lately, in my opinion. But I thought tonight, he went to Christian, the KCP move
kept him out there for a long time.
He kept that time out. He did not challenge that.
You're right.
Silly Dame bump foul. He had the final timeout for it was a fine Malone
game. Bounce back game from Michael Malone as well. Let's talk about Bones Hyland too, because I thought he was pretty incredible in this one. And we have some Debbie Downers on the timeline sometime, and even in the chat.
We're all Debbie Downers from time to time.
We are all Debbie Downers. We could be Debbie Downers ourselves. We have been known to. But we have some Debbie, because I put something on the timeline where Bones I thought was just cooking today in that first half, and someone's like, now talk about his defense. Or what about this? Guys, look, Bones is a second-year player who is work in progress defensively, and I'm being a little kind there. Like, his defense struggles. This has been my take all year. I think it's a little crazy how little hype Bones has as an offensive talent.
It's unreal.
Guys, he's shooting 44% from three, and he raised that today.
And there's the deepest threes on earth.
They're the toughest threes out of anybody in the league, maybe.
We're so used to it now. Like, it's
We're too used to it, is my point.
We're like, okay, all right, good, great. 45'3". Okay, we're moving on.
The ability to get threes up is a skill. You always call him Dame Lillard. This was a Damian Lillard-esque night. Lillard had 17 threes tonight. He went 9 of 17. But do you know how hard it is?
It probably wasn't enough.
It probably wasn't. A lot of people might look at that and think, but I mean, 9 of 17. It's hard to get 17 threes. I don't think Jamal can get 17 threes up. I honestly don't think he
tired.
No way.
I don't think he can create separation. You need the handle. You need the depth, the deep threes or whatever. But Bones has that, man, and he's doing it at volume and with efficiency. And then on top of that, he gets to the rim, so he's so quick. He's the easiest at getting to the rim in one-on-one situations. He's a very good passer, maybe even an underrated one. And here's the thing about his game that I think is I feel more confident about it than ever. When he plays with other offensive creators, not just good players, but creators, the ball doesn't stick in his hands very much at all. He's out there with Jokic. He's just trying to get Jokic. But everything he does is to set the table for Jokic. Mm-hmm. He's not trying to look. And people will be like, the ball gets sticky. I think it gets sticky with, like, when he's the only creator.
People say that the ball gets sticky with Bones?
I mean, it does.
That's fine.
When it's like Vlatko and Christian Braun and Jeff Green and Bruce Brown, it's like, okay, well, what other options are there? He kind of needs to press.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. 9 out of 10 times he has the ball in his hands, it's 4 guys looking at him like, what do you got for us? But I thought tonight we saw, maybe this is just bad defense and overreaction, but I saw for the first time the second-year Bones Hyland scouting report kick in. He took one guy off the dribble. Forgive me, I forget who the primary defender was, but he was just so worried about that deep three, and he was out there so high, and Bones
How could you not
right
be
past him. And I think we're going to see that a little bit more and more.
It's great take.
Because it's the deep threes, and that's what makes guys like Dame so tough. Is you're starting the defense all the way out there. He was really good tonight. He was big time, and credit to him for responding. Malone benched him, man, straight up benched him. And how do you want to respond to that? What kind of pro do you want to be? And Bones said, "All right, I got you some winning minutes. Here we go."
Man, This is our lives as people who talk about the Denver Nuggets. It's like Malone does things like this over and over and over and to like send messages to players, and it's like works. It always works. But in the time, everyone's like, "Oh, why did you?" It's annoying.
I think Malone made a mea culpa.
But it worked. Like, this is the thing.
But I don't think it was a master plan where he's like, "I'm going to be hard on him."
I did.
But this is a bad narrative because I'm telling you, he himself was like, "I went too hard on this."
But all the same, like this just goes up. This happens over and over and over and over. It's just so hard. It's so easy to get stuck in the moment with these games because every game feels like the biggest game because it is at the time. But man, this is a long form narrative. This is a long story. It's like you just have to strap in, man.
I think your other Malone take is the right one in that Malone arrives at the right place. It's just often
always
like later.
It always takes longer than you want. Yeah. Always.
And one thing I will say is with both Bones and Christian Braun, last 2 games he stuck with them. And tonight he stuck with them till 3 minutes and 18 seconds left in the fourth. Like he stuck with them for part of clutch time tonight. And Bones in particular, man, he let him run with that first unit. I like the Bones Murray minutes. They've looked very good, recently. So I'm pretty high on them. Anybody else you want to hit before we take our second break and get to Super Chats here?
I thought
Aaron Gordon, I mean, we've talked a little bit about.
Actually, you know who I thought had some sneaky good minutes tonight at times? I haven't looked at the box score. I thought Jeff Green actually did some nice things in his return.
Hit a
3. They came in spurts.
No, the biggest stat.
Rebounds?
2 offensive rebounds.
And they were big.
And they were
from
big.
Jeff
Green. They were big.
Yeah.
Yep.
I liked the way.
I think DeAndre too.
Yeah,
I thought DeAndre too, man.
About DeAndre, I think.
DeAndre Jordan was terrible in the first half.
No, he was terrible in the first 4 minutes of his stint,
first
whatever
stint.
it was.
He had
I don't think it was the first stint though, because he had some big blocks and stuff. Also, it took 4 or 5 minutes for him to wake up.
At the beginning of his first
was really bad.
he had a sequence that almost turned into the Boston Celtics DeAndre Jordan sequence from earlier this year.
3 or 4 rebounds.
Where he was just glued to the floor. But I mean, in the end, he was good with the second unit. That second unit was dominant in the second half.
He provided the rim protection tonight. 3 block shots.
3 blocks.
Those were huge. So I agree with you. Dunking Uncle, also good. So this was a good one. I will say, I expect Vlatko Cancar. I think that he probably lost some minutes over these last 2 games.
Yeah, he's played himself
Absolutely,
out.
man.
But you know what, man? I think, it stinks for him, but as far as the move, they were in search mode. They had to tinker. They had to try something. He gave them something.
Totally.
And now I think they've worked their way all the way back around to maybe it could be a little less of him. Yeah. And that's okay.
I feel like he's been playing too much. I feel like he is not suited to be the 6th man. Vlatko Cancar as your 9th or 10th man, I think can be great. But he should not be your first sub off the bench. But this is what I've wanted Michael Malone to do this season, and I wrote about this last month. Just try shit. You were in search mode, so try Vlatko. Yeah. Hey, you did. It helped you win a couple games. Now it's obvious we need to move to something else. That's okay. That's what happens in a regular season. Now we're just progressing to the next thing.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we have some super chats to get to, and then we'll kind of look ahead to Saturday's party bus.
Nuggets takeover.
We got 2 buses. It's going to be our biggest one of the year so far, although I think January will be bigger.
I'm going to get a 3rd bus just full of popcorn.
Oh, wow. That sounds so childlike.
This time of year, guys, everybody is excited about the gifts, the holiday spirit. But what about all the basketball? When I throw down on NBA action, it's got to be with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Oh, hell yeah.
New customers right now can bet just $5 pregame money line on any NBA team to win their game. Get $150 in free bets if they do. Also, everybody can combine multiple bets for an even bigger payout with this DraftKings same-game parlays. They've also got the stepped-up same-game parlay still going. 10 legs to your same-game parlay. Get a 100% profit boost. Boom. Download the app now to get in on the holiday hoops action. Sign up with code DNVR. Place a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA team to win. Get $150 in free bets if they do. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code DNVR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
And if you want to see how to win bets using DraftKings, just go ahead and rewatch that watch along where we just hit bet after bet after bet, live bet.
We should have known when we were hitting so many bets that a good thing was going to come out of the night. We should have sensed it better.
You know what, man? Steph is right. Shout out Steph. The fellas, the other DraftKings Sportsbook kings of the game. We all of our locks hit.
Hell yeah, that's right. We were the DraftKings Sportsbook king of the game. What are we talking about here, guys?
Fellas,
give me a little crown.
Winning bets with the fellas.
We put a crown on all of our heads, Kale. Is that possible? Is that not possible? Little crowns would be nice.
Kale's I don't know what that even means.
Just give us little crowns. All right.
Also, Pins and Aces is the official golf apparel partner of DNVR. Look, if you're wearing Pins and Aces gear, you're going to get compliments on and off the course. Pins and Aces is family owned. They are based right here in Colorado. They've got awesome polos, hats, golf bags. They even have a beer sleeve, an innovative product. It keeps 7 beers ice cold right in your golf bag.
That is innovative. When's the last time you heard of a 7-beer sleeve, bro?
You probably never have.
First invented the prototype.
But it keeps 7 beers cold in your bag for an entire round. Check out pinsandaces.com. Use the code DNVR to get 15% off your first order. Get free shipping. Pinsandaces.com. Also got to throw in a DraftKings Sportsbook pick of the week. You guys are going to love this one.
Oh, God. Let's hear it.
World Cup.
What? That's over.
No.
Honestly, God, who's in it? I don't even know.
I'll tell you who's playing tomorrow.
Brazil, baby.
The best team in the World Cup, Brazil. I am going to take Brazil -1.5
Wow.
over Croatia. So to win by 2 goals, plus 105.
All right.
Brazil's been killing this tournament. So I'm taking them minus 1.5. DraftKings pick of the league.
I still root for my Croatian friends.
That's a good
Drazen
pick, though,
Petrovic,
Win.
Toni Kukoc, Dino Raja.
Oh, now you're going to make me feel bad about it.
Chosic.
Oh,
I
sure.
got all of them. All right, let's get to our Super Chats.
Oh!
Let's get to our Super Chats. Kale, who wants to read these? Who has good eyesight? You do, you young.
Eric Weiss, $20
Hell yeah.
Super Chat says, let's fucking go!
Eric was in the house tonight. Eric was
Dude,
in
he
there. He's a
was.
first teamer
I
watching
gave
it live.
him a
crowd
squeeze
tonight.
on the shoulder.
Good
Oh,
crowd tonight.
wow, that was
Patient crowd.
Sure, you like that.
uncomfortable.
Daniel, 20
New Zealand.
New Zealand dollars. Yeah, it's been a tough few years, and this team and community have gotten me through it.
Hell yeah,
we will be in
man.
the playoffs. So integrating BB, CB, KCP, and building Maul and MPJ to their peak is our mission.
I love
Imagine
that,
like
man.
you don't know anything about the Nuggets and you read that message. You're like, what?
You're like, huh?
CB, Kibi, Libi.
Hey, we love that, man.
Bruce Brown still needs a nickname. Just going to say that.
No, yeah, we
Wait,
called him the
BB,
Bruce.
the
The
boss.
Bruce, man. We got
Yeah,
it.
dude, we
Bruce
called
the
him-
Bruce.
Is
yeah.
Jamal Murray back? We don't know, but Griffin Black says $20 Jamal Murray meme mug.
Oh,
is back.
yeah, dude.
Hell
That's
yeah.
actually the first sign that Jamal Murray is coming
It's
back.
true. That, yeah.
The mug.
Formerly saved for just you guys when you ask questions to him. Now it's back in the court, dude.
Astray, $20 super chat. 1-0 when we do the watch along.
Hell
I don't know
yeah.
if it's fitting that Murray.
We're
1-1,
Yeah, it doesn't,
actually.
you
Yeah,
guys,
that's okay.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I
No,
didn't
this is a
remember
great
either.
bit.
What to know? We just
Game of the
We
season
watched
did
the
not
worst
count.
game of the
Did
season
not
live on
count.
the internet.
we're just I'm never gonna count losses. We'll always be undefeated.
Don't know if it's fitted that Murray was being guarded by Grant when he hit the game winner. You know what? It is. Maybe winning a Dame shootout is the boost Murray and the Nuggets need. Good
Yes.
vibes. Let's go.
What do you think Jamal
dude.
Murray said to Jeremy Grant?
He's like, oh, we really miss you.
That's for you threatening to leave the bubble.
No, he's like,
I will say Jamal had good defense on him. Jamal's a good post player
Great
on offense.
post
He's a good
defender.
post defender too, man. He's good on
Yeah,
defense.
also,
Yeah.
Jeremy takes terrible shots.
He does actually.
I know he's having a great year.
He
but
settled for some
he
really
takes some
you're gonna let him
horrible
off the hook
shots.
with that one.
Yeah.
My God.
All right, what else do we got? Super producer Igor.
Some euros in
$12
the chat.
euros.
Yeah, some
Wow.
euros.
Let's go. First super chat ever. What a win. Love to watch along. And hearing Adam go crazy in the background was hilarious.
Apparently, I could be
Love your
heard
work.
cursing out
Oh,
players.
the whole
of course,
time. Yeah.
did you think you were whispering?
I
Don't
thought
worry.
these mics don't pick up.
All I'll say is the takes get spicier and hotter on the watch
I
along.
know. They really do. Thank God the players can't
Dude, the
watch
watch along
while
is
they're-
so dope.
If
you
you
guys
really
gotta
want to
hop
know
in.
what we think when we're watching a
know.
game, just
Our
tune
dumbest
into the
takes.
watch
Oh.
along.
We're gonna
Just
definitely
no
lose our
filter.
something.
Totally.
What do we else we
Credentials.
got?
William Mitchell, the resident Golden State fan and homie, $10 super chat. Another classic duel from Jokic and Dame. So true. Enjoy the happiness and watch the Warriors be on hashtag don't lose by 50 watch on Saturday. Cheers.
I love that we have this resident
Dude,
Warriors.
I
fan,
know.
man.
I love that guy.
Super chatter, too.
Hell yeah.
Pretty consistent. What else do we got? So many friends, so many homies, so many super chats. Brad Cooley, $10. Thank you for the watch along tonight. Being in another state with very few Nuggets fans and having a brutal finals week, I really needed this. All my homies love watching the Nugs with DNVR.
Let's
yeah.
go.
Hey, we love you too, Brad. We need this too, more than you know.
Yeah, dude, we
That's
feel
all
that too.
have.
We live
Yo,
in a,
we totally
we live in a
needed
different
this.
state.
I
from you,
gotta
and there
bring
are
up
very
this
few
comment
Nuggets
from
fans around for
Andrew.
us as
I gotta
well.
bring in this comment from Andrew in the chat.
Yeah.
This was Jamal Murray's 20th
No
game
way.
of the season.
that he's played.
I love it. So here's why Yoke's double prophetic. He said he's gonna be bad for 20 games. Did he mean Nuggets games or Murray games? So he hits both.
Yeah.
But then after the Nuggets 20th game, when everyone brought that up to him, he's like he's still gonna be bad for a bit more.
He
Also,
was.
right. So Yoke, we just gotta wait until Yoke blesses him with the he's
Yeah,
back.
I'm not going to watch another game until Jokic is like, oh, we're good now.
Oh, can you imagine how confident
Next
we'll
time
feel?
I get the chance, I'm gonna be like prediction for the next rest of the season.
Are you guys
like,
good
what do you
now?
what do you think?
All right. Berkeley Bear 2010 $10 super chat. I saw that live. My first Nuggets game since a Mavs
yeah.
Nugs game we lost back in the mellow years.
Let's
Wow!
go.
Welcome back into the live fold. I got the stomach flu mid game too. Much better.
Wait, what?
Last time.
Oh.
Much better experience
Rough.
tonight.
Blazers fans were seething.
Did you see Blarick? Did you see Blarick?
Don't yell at them. They're very fragile people.
Oh, you know what? Yell at them. Break them. Break their brittle spirits.
They're very emotional.
So emotional, dude. Send him back to the airport.
Glade88, $10 super chat. Had to donate for the big win and that crazy Jamal shot. Been a big fan of DNVR for a few years now. Shout out to Harrison for letting me interview him for my journalism major at CSU last month.
All righty.
No problem.
We got love for the Rams, too.
Wind loves the kids, man. You know?
I love the students.
What else do we got? The students. Well,
Pause.
helping the kids. You know what I mean? Like, not the. All right.
You made that weird. It wasn't
no,
weird.
I didn't
you
mean,
made it weird. It was actually not weird at all.
I know.
Until you made it really weird.
He loves to help out. Eversore42, $5 super chat, and he did that win. Murray with the fourth quarter heroics. Christian Braun turns the whole defense around with his discipline and effort. Go Nuggets.
It's going to be so great when it literally was just Christian Braun out of the top 5 defense.
Yeah.
They were. They gave up 124 defensive ratings.
They did stay at the 26th ranked defense in the league.
Hell yeah,
baby.
Yeah.
Nobody pushes us below 26.
Good. Michael Weiss, $5 super chat. Love the show. Love the Nuggets. Super sticker of a blue arrow piercing a nice watch.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's a great super sticker.
Someone, I think it was Jason in the chat, said earlier, Dame was tapping that watch when he should have been checking it. Time left. All right, what else?
I love these corny ass buds.
Blair says $5 super chat. The best part was that they targeted Maul all night on D with Jeremy Grant mostly, and he hit that right on JG's head. Love it. Go Nugs.
I'm telling you though, target Maul and pick and rolls. Don't target him in the post. I feel like Jeremy Grant hit 1 of 3 or 4.
Did the Blazers not watch what Jamal Murray did to Luka Doncic in the post 2 days ago?
I bet you they didn't.
They actually probably did.
They probably did not.
I wish that I hadn't watched that. To be honest.
Steve May, why haven't you slackers been doing the watch alongs the whole time? Also, DNVR kitchen closed at halftime. Is this war on fat people?
The homie Steve May,
but that's pretty funny.
That is pretty funny.
Jeremy J. Rock Michael, $5.55 super
Hell
chat.
yeah.
Super vibes, signature win. Let's not forget his block. $5.55 for Kenny Pope. Cal Booth is the man. Haters can sleep well tonight. Hashtag lame time.
Lame time?
Lame time.
Yeah, take that, Damian Lillard.
Lame time.
Damian Lillard.
9 of 17 from 3, you loser.
9 of 17.
Dude,
Steve Wynn says Brown might not be the answer for D, but Brown might be.
I love that.
Figure that one out.
Yeah, at home you can hear that. I love that one. That's a good one.
5555555-ish says $5.55 super chat. Blue arrow plus Joker card plus Brown plus Bones plus AG equals
Dub.
Hell yeah. Man, I like that there's a Brown emoji.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
I've never seen that.
We need a town. Are we going to get a town, Brown, and then a town?
There's an emoji with like a couple of houses.
Shout out to you for not using the poo emoji for that also.
Thank you.
D says super chat.
Yeah, somebody screwed up.
That's all right.
All right. Thank you in our favor.
Refund.
Says super chat. How long have you played the guitar, Adam? Big fan.
Oh God.
We'll skip that.
I will skip over that one.
Yeah, what?
I'm not a great guitarist, you guys. A lot of people want me to play. I'm like, you don't.
I've heard
Just leave it as a mystery in your head.
He's all right. $3 super chat. Friday Arvo with my boy Jamal. Vibes are back.
The homie Josh from Down Under.
From Down Under.
From Down Under.
My favorite is that we just absolutely, it's basically a hate crime every time.
I know. We're so
time.
racist.
We have so many friends in Australia and we just... Joe Clem, 15. When Nugs near death, Jamal injects them with life.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Big name K, $2 super chat. Nugs 7-0 when Brown plays 15 plus minutes. Hashtag D-Town Brown.
D-Town Brown. What? Wait, what?
How am I not the one coming up with that stat? Is
I
my
know.
biggest
He got the
question.
deep defensive player of the game chain, too.
Oh, my God.
Nuggets 360.
All right. There you go,
One more.
man.
There's a buzzer beater here.
What do we think on pronunciation on this name? Boken?
Bokun.
Bokun? $5 super chat. Just when I thought Murray couldn't possibly get any worse, he goes and does something like this until he totally redeems himself.
That's a good one. That is exactly what happened tonight. Kel, you can go ahead and hit that outro music. What I will say, though, guys, is that Saturday is a big day for us. I mean, we tell you guys, there's lots of cool stuff we do at the DNVR. You know, we're always trying to do something fun. We want to make the experience of being a Denverite, a Colorado person, and a fan of the Denver Nuggets as fun as freaking possible.
We spend all day, every day, trying to entertain you people. We think about what we can do to add to the experience of being a Denver Nuggets fan. the only people in town that are less interested in doing that is the Denver Nuggets. They don't care. We care. We want to make this great.
And this party bus is part of that. So it's going to be a special one. Davon Reed will be coming back afterwards, which I think will be really cool. It's just
very
fun.
Cool.
Like, honestly, Davon Reed, when we're talking about how do you want to do this, what do you want it to look like, going to come on the show. That was a must. But he's like, just hang out with the fans for a bit. So it's honest to God, he's here to hang out with you guys. You ask him questions, kind of get his perspective and stuff. And I'm excited because I don't really feel like I know Davon that well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know he's Mr. Dependable.
Mr. Dependable. I do love that.
Will you call him that to his face?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to talk about that. So
I need to know where that nickname came from.
And
like, it had to come from somewhere.
If you already have tickets, maybe use the Game Time app because we sold out of the party bus. We're all sold out of all the tickets that we were able to get. If you have your own tickets, you want to ride the bus with us, where it's a lot of fun. You get a free beer and the vibes are great. You can go on thednvr.com and purchase those. You can also, if you can't find them right, info@thednvr.com. They'll point you in the right direction.
Yeah, it's on Eventbrite. You can also just go to Eventbrite.
Eventbrite, really? And
yeah.
Just look for DNVR?
Yeah. You can search DNVR under Eventbrite.
And then they'll come up right there. So, guys, I'm so glad the vibes are back, man.
Oh, we needed this.
I'm so glad. I really do feel replenished.
I felt bereft of vibe. They were vibeless.
Do you know when you come back from camping and you had a good time, but you come back and you shower for the first time, just that feeling of like, oh my God, I'm so clean.
When you were like, I've been walking around like this for
how long?
I've been the stench of loss and
That's
campfire.
How I feel though right now.
Yeah.
The stench is all washed away.
Yeah.
My clothes in the hamper.
I don't want to take a shower.
Yeah, dude, I'm not gonna. Yeah. The clothes.
I want to keep
metaphor
this
is not
stench
working
with
anymore.
me forever.
I don't
Alrighty.
shower.
Shouts to super producer Kale, keeping it down, holding down the fort as always. Everybody hit that like button and go back, by the way, before you go to bed tonight, just go back and rewatch the last, 15 minutes of the watch along.
Oh my God.
If you want to see these guys acting like absolute buffoons in the best possible way.
I thought I gave great play-by-play.
It was really great. We love you. Have a great night, everybody.
Let's go.